Hello and welcome back to Bookish Brits. My name is Michelle, and for today's video I really wanted to discuss one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year, and that is Run Rebel by Manjeet Mann. I think this is what the cover looks like. It's published on the 5th of March by Penguin, and I was really lucky enough to receive this proof copy of the book. It is a contemporary story told in verse, and I loved it so very, very much. There was a lot to it that I felt I could relate to. Amber's story is one of coming from a lower socioeconomic background in Birmingham, I think it is. And it was just so very, very good. So Amber has a lot of expectations put upon her. She's expected to go through with an arranged marriage like her older sister, and she is meant to do things that her family approve of, when all she really wants to do is run. She's good at running. She's her coach really wants her to join the team again, with the expectation that she could run for her country. And her father thinks that it's not a very ladylike thing to do, running around in shorts in front of boys. So, and also they can't really afford it either. They don't have much money. Her parents are illiterate, and that puts a lot of pressure on Amber to look after things that she shouldn't really have that responsibility put upon her. She has such a wonderful voice throughout this whole story, as she talks about what running means to her, what it means to make her own choices, to make her own way in life, to not follow along with what her parents want for her, or what her older sister has in terms of an unwanted marriage. She just wants to run, and I think there's quite a lot in this book that I really related to. The definitely being poor and brown, growing up, having dreams, and not really expecting anything to come of them. It was such a great and powerful story. I really liked the way that there's an element of domestic violence that Amber is going through at home. I like the way that this was dealt with, and you can definitely see that there's an impact in Amber's life, even away from home. So at school, she ends up bullying another girl, and the way that Amber writes about it, it feels like you understand that reason, that need to hold power over someone else, and it's done in a really understandable and sympathetic way. I also loved that Amber just felt so insecure about herself and her place in the friendship group that she isn't really able to put into words how she feels about one of her best friends, and she yeah, I think that insecurity, especially as a teenage level, when Amber is going through all these other things, just felt really, really relatable. There's something really beautiful about the poetry in this book. The way that Manjeet Mann puts it into words and puts it into these really beautiful poems was really mesmerizing throughout. And I mean, it looks like a very thick book, but because it's all told in verse, it was a very quick book to read, and it was a very, very emotional story for me. So I definitely recommend this book, Run Rebel by Manjeet Mann, one of my favorites this year. Highly recommended. Please do read it. And until next time, take care.